the
Yeah.
history of the UFC, you've had the Ultimate Fighter, so you've had the performance institutes around the world. Would you say the Apex is the best investment you've ever made as a company?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's definitely one of them. At the time when Ari wanted to do this, it seemed insane. I didn't know how the hell we were going to pay for that building, let alone this building. But you jump in, you grind, and here we are. It all works out. We didn't even have a TV deal then. That was right after we sold, and everybody was talking about how Ari overpaid and this was ridiculous, and people were talking about how we didn't even have a TV deal, and we weren't going to re-sign with Fox and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, when you're looking down the barrel of all of that to make another, big decision like this to buy a building this big and this expensive, it's ballsy, to say the least.
You've created yourself your own arena, which you've used many times. It probably helped with COVID and all that sort of things. How aggressive will you be in trying to make this not just a UFC arena, but an arena that every sort of entertainment can come to?
Well, I'm not going to be aggressive about it at all. I mean, there's a guy over here who will run this place and do. But when you think about all the stuff that comes into town, whether it's comedy or concerts or lots of different acts that I don't even know about. Conventions. I mean, think about the convention space. There's a convention. I was in Bellagio last night, and that place was packed wall to wall, and they were telling me that they were sold out because of some big convention. I mean, this is an option now for these people that need convention space, and if you need audio visual, there's literally not a casino in town that can do what we can do here.
Today it was announced that Contender Series is going to sell tickets to fans. I think it works out around $40 after fees. Probably the best value ticket.
I think it's $25.
I think after fees it gets to 40.
Oh, okay.
But it's a range.
All right.
But that's probably the best value ticket in town, I would argue. What was behind the decision to bring fans in, and how excited are you? Because the Contender Series has been about silence, right? And people having to walk in that silence. What are you expecting will be different now fans are in attendance?
Yeah, I don't know if it was necessarily about silence. It just was what it was. We started the thing, and everything evolves, and that will too. Like I said, I wish I could do more of them. 10 goes by quick. I love it. There's nothing I would rather do on Tuesdays, and I'm excited to get my first experience here tomorrow. Yeah, we actually have a couple women signed. Yeah.
You spoke about I've been talking to you a lot about your competition in boxing recently, and you always say we are not the same, and I'm not competing with them. Do you think something like this, having your own arena, sort of proves what you're talking about, reinvesting in the sport and just seeing a longer vision and all the rest of it?
Well, this definitely isn't a garage. It's a very, very, very nice arena, and yes, we are not the same.
I'm sure you watched the event that happened last week, but looking at it and the way that your mind works, and you're always very meticulous about changing the production, how happy were you with the broadcast and with the walkouts and everything?
Yeah, it was great. No, I loved it. Yeah, and the energy sounded great in here on TV, and I was really happy with it. And I was getting texts from, the matchmakers and everybody, when you get Sean Shelby excited, believe me, that's something.
Dana, with Meta being the partner here, and it's the Meta Apex, just curious, when Mark Zuckerberg had the whole space to himself that night, was that when this deal was done? Was it in the works already then? Or did he just come in and get the vision at that point? How did it all come together?
Yeah, I don't really remember exactly how it all came together, but, he and I started a relationship, and then he ended up asking me to be on the board, and it just grew and evolved, and I don't even remember how we ended up here, but we're going to be doing a lot more stuff with Meta too. We in the next couple months, old cocky Craig in there had some pretty good ideas that we're working on. So,
did you try the AI poster yet?
Try the what?
Go generate your own poster yet?
Oh no, I have not. No, I haven't tried the nachos either, which I'm hearing are pretty good. That's the word in there, that the nachos are incredible.
Daniel, what's the most interesting thing you've done on the board?
Let me tell you what, every single meeting, the board meeting that we have, everybody that's on the board are absolutely brilliant. And, I'm not a big meeting guy. I don't like sitting in long meetings. Lorenzo Fertitta is a meeting guy. I am not. And literally, this guy, and Mark's an animal. These meetings start early in the morning and go till late at night. And then there's a dinner, which is basically an extension of the board meeting. And I'm literally on the edge of my seat the entire time. And I tell everybody, like, people that are close to me, I'm like, I wish before I leave this board, you could come and just sit in and listen to one of these meetings. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made.
With Meta being on the forefront of AI, has that given you any ideas, or what do you see in the future with AI?
Yeah, obviously the Meta AI rankings, and I have Meta coming in here and doing some workshops with my executives and senior staff, and then eventually the fighters.
Zuckerberg was training with Marab again recently.
I
What's it
saw
gonna take
that.
to get him in here on the Contender
I saw
Series,
that.
maybe?
Yeah. It's probably a bad idea for Mark. Rob doesn't always make the best decisions. Yeah.
One non-UFC related question. We know your disdain for the city of Philadelphia. You're heading there this week. We know you need the Sixers. What did you think of the Jaylen Brown trade now that he's a member of the Philadelphia 76ers?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not qualified to, but he doesn't seem mad about it, and nobody seems upset about it. We'll see how it plays out, and I like him. He's a good guy. He seems happy. As long as everybody's happy, I guess that's at the end of the day, that's the result that you want, But I'm excited to see how the season plays out, and I'm excited to get to Philly. I haven't been to Philly in a long time. I'm already mapping out all my food destinations, and Lene is too. We're excited. We haven't been to Philly. I love Philly, and I love when Boston plays Philly. I have a good time. When Boston plays Philly, you got these rivalries on the East Coast with like Boston, New York, Buffalo, and Philly. And when I would go to Celtics games there, the fans were, I'd wear my Celtics shit, and they're like, "You got some balls wearing that in here. UFC sucks," and just yelling all this crazy shit at me the whole game. And if we can get out of there with a win, it's the greatest thing ever. So I love Philly, I love the fans there, and I'm looking forward to going. I'm hitting Geno's cheesesteaks as soon as the wheels touch the ground.
Circling back to ticket sales, do you think it's going to kind of change what has made Contender Series what it is, as far as coming out here and fighting with no fans and in silence? I know you said silence was just kind of what it was, but it was a big piece of it. It was something these fighters had to overcome, coming and fighting in silence.
Well, I don't think a lot of these fighters are coming from places where they had lots of fans anyway. I don't think that's it's the exact opposite. So when you come to the UFC, I don't give a shit where you fought or what you did. When you come into the UFC, the first couple of fights in the UFC are tough. The jitters are real, and walking out through those tunnels and these big arenas that we're at, and that's much harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're 10 years down the line, and now Contender Series is arguably one of the main pipelines into the UFC. Is there anything that you're looking for now that you weren't looking for in the earlier seasons?
No, and it's not arguably, it is the main talent, pipeline for us. But no, I love how, like tomorrow when I come in here, I don't know who's fighting. I don't know anything about any of these guys. I don't know who they train with. I don't know anything. I don't give a shit. I don't want to know any of that because I don't want any bias. I don't want to hear, oh, this guy, trains with DC, and DC, believe me, if he does, DC will be fucking texting me 3 days before it. But I don't want any bias whatsoever. And obviously they're good, or the matchmakers wouldn't have brought them in here. And then whatever happens tomorrow night makes me decide whether they get in or not. I love it.
And talk about expansion of hotels and things like that. Is that going to be for like the general public, or more so like fighters?
I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously it'll be fighters and staff and things like that, but who knows? Could be fans too. We'll see. Depends on how many rooms we have.
Will you hold a Power Slap event here?
I have a killer deal with MGM. We're going to be with MGM for 5 years. Yeah.
Dana, speaking of...
As important as this building has been after COVID for promotion, a lot of the regional promotions and a lot of regional events kind of went away after COVID. How important, or how did the Contender Series factor in to giving those fighters an opportunity who probably wouldn't have had one after COVID?
Yeah, COVID hurt a lot of people and a lot of, businesses. But what's your question?
How did the Contender Series factor into giving opportunities to those fighters who may have lost them after COVID because the regional shows shut down?
Well, all these guys that are coming in came from regionals. I mean, these are all regional guys. There would be no Contender Series without regional promotions. And again, that's why a lot of these, regional promotions get the opportunity on Fight Pass. These guys all have to make money and be able to put on as many events a year as they can. But that's where all these guys come from.
One more about Las Vegas, because Lawrence mentioned about this facility actually helping to diversify the economy of Southern Nevada. You've been in Las Vegas for a long time, and what does it mean to you to actually factor into that and to provide jobs in this community that may not have been here had you not opened this facility?
Well, yeah, I mean, this whole sport, if you look at this whole sport and the jobs that this sport has created over the last 25 years, as we continue to evolve and, like I said, become one of the major players in sports, that's going to continue to happen and create more and more jobs, not just here in Southern Nevada, but all over the world.
Dana, regarding women's MMA, going back to that topic, do you think that we're going to see an expansion of women's weight classes?
No.
Okay. And then another question. A lot of fighters really, really want to see a female BMF fight. Do you think that would be possible? And if so, can the belt be rose gold pink?
Yeah, anything's possible. Anything's possible. I think that I don't know. Yeah.
But why not?
Yeah, why not?
About the expansion of divisions for girls.
Oh.
Do you think maybe strawweight would be, or atom weight?
Yeah, I mean it's the same answer as the expansion of the men's weights, like 65 pounds. It screws up the other two divisions, and I just don't think there's. Listen, if there was a need for it and we felt that it would work, we would have done it already. It's not like anybody's telling us like, oh shit, we never thought of that. Yeah, we should probably expand the weight class. No.
But I think a lot of women would also go down in weight to at least atom weight to give them an opportunity, because 115 is big for the women. So
I don't disagree.
yeah, thank you.
Dana, one from Contender Series. One of your employees, Sal Everett, will be on this season. Just kind of want to ask you your thoughts on his growth these past couple of years and what triggered the decision for this to be the time for him to go on here.
Yeah, what's the question about it?
Sal Everett being on.
Yeah,
Contender
what about
Series.
it? About him being on the Contender?
Yeah, what's your thoughts have been having him here and his growth as an MMA fighter? And
Yeah, I'm excited. He is a great kid, and everybody in this company loves him, and I feel bad for whoever he's fighting. He's going to feel like he's coming into enemy territory when that is not the case. These are some of those, it's like Callum Walsh. I was working with Callum early on in his career, and I feel like anybody that comes into Zuffa boxing feels like, it's the odd man out, which is not the case. You come in here, and if Sal's good enough, then he's going to make it, and he's going to get a contract, and if he's not, then he's got to figure out what he's going to do next.
When you mentioned there's no bias, are you ready for people to say what they're going to say when he makes the walk to the cage?
Say that again?
When you say there's no bias here in Contender, are you ready for people online to say?
Well, there might be a little bit of bias on that one. I'd be lying if I said no. But everybody's going to get a fair shot, and whoever wins wins.
Dana, I asked you this after the Sphere card because it was just such a unique event, and when I see that, Meta is going to be more involved, you say, and then you're sitting on board meetings and you're on the edge of your seat all day long, is this going to be an opportunity to experiment with some different things that we haven't even seen yet? Is it that kind of cutting edge technology? Is the way we view
Yeah, no, it's
live...
not. It's not what you're thinking. It's not what you're thinking. I think that all the arenas are heading in that direction. I think that as technology gets better, all of these arenas, as they start to upgrade or build new ones, will have more of a, I wouldn't necessarily say a sphere, but, a lot more entertainment value than we've been used to. But no, that's not what I'm talking about with Meta.
What about stats? I've always thought that this sport could benefit off maybe some more stats.
I agree. We
Like-
love stats.
I've always thought one when I would watch Dominic Cruz, I was like, I wonder how much like area he covers during a fight. You know, like
Yeah, we do go as deep as we can get on stats. I mean, I think with what you will see with AI is, and we're already playing with a lot of that stuff, is being able to know what's the guy's resting heart rate in the corner and what is it when he's fighting, and the impact of the punches and things like that.
there's more of that coming. You think?
Yeah, that's definitely coming. I mean, we've been working on that now for 3-4 years.
No.
Last one from Diego.
I'm from Brazil. Last week we had a tragedy in Brazil. Alan Nascimento passed away. UFC fighter. I would like to know if you could send a message for his family, friends, and fans in Brazil.
What was the question?
Last week we lost Brazilian fighter Alan.
Oh, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
have any words for his fans and family?
Yeah, I mean, it's horrible, and I know that his whole crew and team were literally devastated. I mean, these guys were so upset, and yeah, it's just one of those freak tragedy things that happen, and to a young guy that it shouldn't happen to. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Good. All right. Thanks for coming.